Hi. I'm going to go back to doing a capture video upload. I know that it's some of those older, the ones that I've been doing are just uploads right from YouTube and the quality isn't quite as good. So I'm going to go back to doing this. It takes quite a bit longer to upload, so I won't do this all the time, but I want to make it very clear because I'm going to do 5 minutes at 240 words a minute literary, and I want it to be up to speed for you. Okay, so 5 minutes at 240 lit. Ready to write? Good morning. I am honored to be here today among a group of such active, committed parents. I admire your dedication in making sure our education system is as strong as possible for the benefit of your child and every child. As a parent of 2 daughters myself, I understand your desire to make sure your kids have the best education possible to help them succeed in the world. I know I strongly encouraged my kids to do well in school, just as my mother encouraged me when I was growing up. Mom set 3 priorities for me: education, education, and education. I know I wouldn't have had the chance to accomplish what I have without the support and motivation provided by my mother. I hope my kids feel the same way now that they have passed those teenage years. Those of you who are parents of teenagers know what I am talking about. You are all here today because you share a strong commitment to the theme of your conference, Discovering Endless Possibilities. We all want our kids to have that opportunity to find their passion and do what interests and excites them. We want the possibilities for them to be endless, and we know the only way to make that happen is to ensure that they receive a world-class education. And I am proud to say that the legislative session that just ended was dedicated to making sure that we create a world-class education for every student in our state. Let me tell you just a little bit more. When I became governor, it was already clear to me how important education was to the people of our state, and conversations I had with people across Washington confirmed it. That is why I created a comprehensive study of education in our state from top to bottom, from early learning to college and vocational training to lifelong learning. We called it Washington Learns. I was committed to Washington Learns, and I chose to co-chair the committee myself. This wasn't something I was going to start and then hand off to others, so I rolled up my sleeves. The Washington Learning Steering Committee began with the idea that the economic future of Washington and the success of our students depends on our educational system. We recognized our current system served us well for the competition of the past, but is not suited well for the competition of the future that our children will face. As our world changes, students must be prepared to compete in the new global economy. This requires bold steps from early learning through graduate school and skills training to creating a world-class learning-focused and seamless education system. The final report detailed some important themes that we can use to improve our education system. The themes include the imperative to give children a great start in their learning experiences and make the most of their inquisitive, eager, and enthusiastic minds and spirits to grow and learn. The knowledge that great expectations, high standards, and focused attention results in students believing in themselves and accomplishing great things. The need to focus on hands-on experiences to capture students' imaginations and create opportunities for students to be personally involved in their education. The importance of personalizing education so each student connects their interests with the skills they need to learn. The powerful return on investment by providing more teachers professional development to engage teachers, both experienced and new, in ways to expand their instruction possibilities. The critical role partnerships with parents, after-school providers, private businesses, and foundations play in expanding the possibilities found within our educational system. The financial support necessary to provide students opportunities in higher education, technical training, and skilled trades. The focus on supporting more capacity in high-demand fields to address the future work of the field. But Washington Learns isn't just a final report. It's not just a booklet that will sit on a shelf. It is a roadmap for the future. We look to the themes that emerged during our 18 months of study and turn them into policies and budget items to submit to the legislature. And I am incredibly pleased to report that nearly all of the major ideas we initiated were ultimately approved. The means that a better education system for all of our children starts right now. Let me give you a few examples. We improved early learning by expanding our pre-kindergarten and all-day kindergarten programs and our early reading initiatives. This comes on top of our effort last year to create a new Department of Early Learning to initiate the Thrive by 5 public-private partnership. This partnership will support early reading initiatives in communities that need them the most. The research is clear. For every $1 we invest in early childhood education, we get $8 in return. We dramatically increased our investments in math and science, providing additional time for teacher training and coaching, aligning the curriculum to meet international standards, and creating ways to attract more professionals with math and science expertise to teaching. We expanded hands-on science learning opportunities like the LASER program that provides complete toolkits for learning activities, along with teacher training and community support. We're going to offer more help to our students who are struggling to pass the WASL, including initiative, learning options, test preparation, and tutoring. We are building on our work for the last 2 years. The sessions we invested about $1.8 billion more in K-8 education over the next 2 years than we have in the current biennium. This includes taking the last step to fully fund initiative and provide continued full funding of initiative. Overall, we will invest $900 more per student over the next 2 years. That's a 25% increase in per student per student funding over the next 4 years. We've also begun to correct some of the long-standing funding capacity issues in special education, transportation, and equitable salaries for teachers, administrators, and classified employees. And I want to thank all of you for helping us pass this simple majority for the school levies legislation and put it on the ballot. This is a real win for our students. For those of you thinking about where kids will go to college and wondering how you are going to pay for it, we're making college more affordable and accessible. We made a huge investment in our 2- and 4-year colleges and universities, including almost 10,000 new enrollment slots, nearly 3,700 of which are in high-demand fields like math, science, engineering, nursing, and the trades. For the first time in over a decade, we established a real tuition policy to make the cost of college more predictable and affordable. We're capping tuition increases at our colleges and universities and limiting tuition increases at our community colleges and technical colleges to 2% for the next 2 years. We've expanded eligibility for the State Need Grant Program and invested $85 million more in scholarship programs to give even more people a shot at a college degree.